So, as you work on your faith story, one of the things that we ask you to do is consider what your driver is, or other words, your driving force. What is that thing that you desire, that you covet? Oftentimes, our desires have opposing fears. And this is one way you can figure out what your overall driver is. So, as an example, if you desire to have control, you're going to fear being out of control. If you desire the approval of others, you're going to fear not being recognized and getting approval. Maybe you're a person who loves safety. You want that safe feeling. You're going to feel or fear being out of control or being in a dangerous situation. It's going to prevent you from taking a chance, taking a risk, stepping out in faith. So, again, every desire has an opposing fear, but that's not all. Our desires. So, in thinking about your driver, what desire do you have that you get disappointed when you don't get it? Our desires lead to emotions that lead to behaviors. So, as an example, in my faith story, I start out by saying, imagine having the fear of approval that is so strong you're almost willing to die for it. That's how I lived my life. And then I tell a story about how I got to that point as a young person and needing love, needing that approval, needing to know that I mattered. And then how I brought that into my marriage and put pressure on my wife, put pressure on my son, because I needed to be the best and get approval. I needed them to be the best for approval. So I put all of that together. And what happened then? If I wasn't getting the approval I wanted, that then leads to emotions. It can be anger, escape, self-pity, frustration. So that's a great question to ask yourself. What gets me angry? Maybe you're a person who likes truth and lies make you angry. That then is an emotion. It could be escape, anger, bitterness, self-pity, sadness, escaping. All of those things are emotions. It can be happiness as well. But each of those emotions then lead to a desire, lead to a behavior. So behaviors, I didn't get what I want. I desired this. I got upset. That caused me to yell. That caused me to punch a wall. That caused me to gossip. That caused me to go out on my own and escape. I don't want to be around people. So desire leads to an emotion that leads to a behavior. Knowing these three components is going to help you to build an effective faith story. Okay, so we want your faith story to start with impact, and if possible, to start with that driver. Again, imagine having the need for approval that's so strong you're almost willing to die for it. My name was Crazy Marchese in school. That was my nickname because I would do anything to get attention, including risking my own life and doing crazy things. So that immediately gets people to listen up to what you have to say. Then I'm going to transition that. So how did that affect me in business? And you can incorporate that into the business part of your talk. And then you can transition. So I have a talk that's called Relationships Are the Cornerstone of Success. I share 3 key points within that talk, how I built strong business relationships. But then I share how I was messing up my personal relationships, my wife, my son, because of my driving force. And then I share how a relationship with Jesus completely changed my life forever. So it's finding a way to find connections, transitions, and put it all together into one powerful talk.